No runs on no hits, no runners left on base, and no Aztec errors as Aztec comes out on fire on the defensive side of the ball. Kimora Henry getting it done. Yellow with a great stop there at second base, and we will be seeing 5, 6, and 7 coming up. That's Casey Phillips, Cami Lucio, and Madeline Kaiser. Casey Phillips, one hit away from running the cycle in the last game as she had a single, a triple, and a home run. All she needed was a double and 3 runs scored out of the 4. She had a great game that last.
I don't know what the holdup is from this umpire. He actually is not even on the field right now.
Yeah, not sure what's happening. And folks, we were dealing with some technical issues. I think we got it cleared up. Hopefully we'll be okay. We do not have great service here, so we're dealing with that issue. We're dealing with the YouTube issue. Everything kind of went sideways for us on that after having to move from field to field and rescheduling everything due to times. But we're going to try to get this. We've got people messaging in now.
There's a fastball in there for ball 1. So 1-1 the count on Casey Phillips. Yeah, this pitcher, unlike the Boleyn pitcher, she takes a ton of time to get her pitch thrown. There's a ground ball to the first baseman, backhanded. Here's the second baseman covering first base, and it is a 3-4 ground ball out number 1 for Phillips. And that'll bring up the 6th spot hitter. It's the catcher, number 18, Cami Lucero, now coming up to the plate for the Lady Tigers. Still no score here in the top of the 2nd inning, and Lucero, she played a great game. She was 2 for 3 with an RBI against Boleyn. There's a fastball in there for strike 1. And I got to tell you, they put these on-deck circles in the worst place for us where we're sitting, because you got the coach and the hitter in both of our ways. So we're going to mix it up between myself and Steven on who can see what. There's a swing and a miss, so 0-2 the count now to Lucio.
It was the 4-3 out?
3-4.
3-4, okay.
So here we go, Lucio with 2 strikes. She's going to see something out of the zone. She's got to dig in here. And that was, the umpire has the same stance whether he calls a ball or a strike, so it's a little deceiving. Sometimes I feel like he's going to call a strike and he calls a ball, and vice versa.
I'll tell you what, it is back up and running on YouTube now. Okay, good.
Swing.
I'm glad that happened.
And a foul ball. 1-2 the count, and there you go. So it is back up in YouTube?
Yes, we came back up on YouTube, so you can go there. I had to restart everything on our end. There's a hit out into right field, and that will be F9 for out number 2 as Lucio gets a hold of it, but hits it right to the right fielder.
That'll bring up the 7th spot hitter. It's 0-0, the left fielder, Madeline Kaiser. And Kaiser, in her first game this morning against Boleyn, she was 1 for 3. So here we go. Yudahara steps in the circle. Here's the pitch, fastball. And that was right down Main Street for strike 1 with 2 outs. Nobody on base for the Lady Tigers, no score. And it's just kind of been a back and forth between these 2 pitchers. Swung on and missed. Way behind it is Kaiser. And she'll look at an 0-2 count now. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. See if she could dig in here, get her. Oh, there's a ball on the field, so we'll have a quick timeout.
Sorry, I apologize, Albert. I'm trying
to
deal with.
No, do you, brother?
I'm trying
Nobody
to deal
knows
with,
the difference, pal.
Everything over here. I'm trying to communicate with some people on.
You do you.
On our Facebook page. We are back up and running on YouTube, so if anybody wants to go there, they can.
There's a swing and a miss. Sorry, Steven, cut you off. You can finish
that
up here in just a second. That's out number 3 as Kaiser struck out swinging, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. There were no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and nobody left on base. It's a 0-0 score after 1.5 innings of play. Lovington will come up to bat here in the bottom of the second inning.
All right, folks. 3 up, 3 down. No runs on no hits, no runners left on, and no Lovington errors. As this game is exactly, I think, what we were expecting. Is this is I think this game, in my opinion, is going to come down to who is the team that's going to get that one break and get a run or two up on the board, because both these teams are just fantastic, from the circle and have great defenses.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we mentioned. This is the best of the best left here in the 4A softball right now. You've got Artesia. Well, let's say it from order. You've got Silver City, Artesia, Lovington, Aztec, all left in this tournament. So they're going to start weeding out everybody. And I thought Belen was still in it, and I thought St. Pius was still in it too. I thought they were going to play each other here shortly, because I think the winner out of the Silver City Artesia game gets a bye.
There might be a consolation game. I'll have to look. I have it pulled up here so I can let you know.
I'm almost pretty sure of that. So here we go. Henry in the circle. She's going to face Zamari Ellis. And that's a ball outside. So 1-0 the count on Ellis, the center fielder for Lovington. Her first appearance at the plate.
Nope, I think that's it, Albert.
Is it? Yeah. So just 4 teams, all right.
4 teams left, yep.
There's a swing and a foul ball. That was a high fastball that Henry peppered up above the belt-high zone. Swung on and fouled off, so aggressive swing by Ellis. And Henry dialed in right now, gets the call. I'm glad we tied down this. There's a shot out into center field. Here's Bradshaw right there to handle it. F8 for out number 1.
Reaches out, makes the underhanded catch at her knees. Wow, what a great catch by Bradshaw as she runs in to center field. We got our good buddy Ben O'Geen out there listening. Says, sounds great.
Mr. O'Geen, we can't say the rest of that, but you know what? Back at you, pal. How about that, huh, Steven?
Yeah, that's right back at you.
Here comes a pitch from Henry. It's a swing and a foul ball. It's Zabri Rodriguez, the second baseman. I got to take my sunglasses off because it's so hard for me to see these.
Well, I'll tell you what, these new names, all these names we run into.
I know, it's just so tricky.
It's killer. Last game we had a lady come and tell us from Belen how to say her daughter's name correctly, which we appreciate, by the way. That's straight up in the air. That should be an easy F4, and it is, as Cheyenne Yellow makes her way into almost all the way to the pitcher's circle and catches the fly ball. So number 16, Ariana Garcia, will head up to the plate next for the Lovington Wildcats.
What was that play? Sorry.
It was F4 as
there we go.
Popped it straight up in the air, and Cheyenne caught it right. Sorry, folks, we got so much going on right now. We're trying to get settled in here, but we are here now. So that one's going to be low for ball 1 to Ariana Garcia.
Hey, how about you go out on the field and tell Coach over here to stay right where he's at? It's perfect. We can see everything.
Quit moving in our way, please.
Here's a pitch from Henry. Fastball up high. Way up high. 2-0. Oh. You know, it's wild because you don't see a whole lot of the softball players swinging at that high fastball, but the baseball players absolutely love it.
Well, I can tell you we are back up on Facebook as well. So
sweet.
Thank goodness. Everything is back up and running. So if you want to comment on Facebook, we're watching that. Now YouTube is up and running. Thank goodness. And send it to text, 505-701-2222, and we will give you a shout out on the air. We'll be watching all of those different places.
There's a strike, so 3 balls, 1 strike. On the 6-spot hitter, and Ariana Garcia for the Lady Wildcats from Lovington. No score. Here comes a pitch from Henry. Fastball down low, and it did not. It did get it right. I was going to say it didn't miss by much if he calls it a ball. Full count now.
All right.
And she's going to be digging in, is Garcia. So defense will be ready. Here's a pitch from Henry. Fastball again, swung on, and it looked like she was fooled on that pitch, Steven, because she let go of every bit of her mechanics. Her back leg flew forward. Her arms dove out. I mean, it was just a complete defensive swing, and she's still alive. Here's a pitch from Henry. Fouled off again. Heads up. There's a foul ball.
right over here behind us.
You know, we say heads up. The reason why yesterday I got nailed with the softball.
Yeah, we were clean. We were picking up after the game, and it just came flying right in the stands, bounced off Albert, and landed right in my hand. It was it was a pretty amazing catch.
Got her.
No.
Oh.
Wow. Walks her down to first base. So Garcia will head down to first base. There's 2 outs now. Runner on first. We have number 11, Daphne Udahara, the pitcher, now up at the plate for the Lady Wildcats. And, man, we got kind of a ringside seat here right behind the dugout. It's a little rough for me, but at least you got a better view.
Well, I can see the batter now. Typically, I could only see the catcher. There's a shot to the shortstop, actually. And that'll do it. F6 for out number 3.
So no runs on no hits. 1 runner left on base and no Aztec errors as we are heading into the top of the 3rd inning.
That's right. For the Lady Tigers, it's going to be 8-9-1 coming up. White Horse, Justice, and Candelaria. It's a 0-0 score. And, you know, Steven mentioned it just a moment ago. This is exactly what we expect from 1 through 4. And, you know, it's been these teams the entire season, 1, 2, 3, and 4. A couple of them have flip-flopped here and there. But it's been Silver City, Artesia, Lovington, Aztec in the top 4, I think, since week 1.
Well, and I can tell you from our point of view, our perspective, we haven't seen Artesia yet, but there is very little difference between these top 4 teams, and there's no doubt that these teams are the top 4 teams, and they are interchangeable. Like you could, one team could be number 1 one day, and the next team could be number 1 the next. So these teams all hit. They have great defense. Yesterday, Silver City, their pitcher didn't get 1 strikeout, but that defense played lights out against Aztec. Yep. Aztec had, and I've been talking about it, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but Aztec, the difference between Aztec and Silver yesterday was Aztec made more mistakes than Silver did. That's all it was. The 2 teams looked almost exactly the same on the
don't take our word for it. Go look at the scorecard.
Yeah,
that'll tell you the entire story of what happened yesterday against Silver.
You can talk to almost anybody here, and that's the case. So here comes the first pitch, as it will be fouled off. For strike 1 is Christina Whitehorse, number 44, the 3rd baseman for the Aztec Lady Tigers, up at the plate.
Yeah, we are in the 3rd inning. I got to thinking, are we in the 2nd? No, we're 3. Top 3, folks. Hey, send us some text messages. We haven't got anything from anybody yet except for Ben O'Geen, who is our play-by-play broadcaster for wrestling. He is
somebody.
I'm not going to tell you what you said, what kind of somebody he is. I didn't say it, Ben. Steven did.
He knows.
He does know, actually. I can guarantee you he's thinking about 4 different things you did that is running through his mind. That's a ball. So 2-1 the count on White Horse. And White Horse against Belen. She was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. So she's due, Steven. She is due.
You know, and it's interesting. You know, you go from game to game, and you think one team, you have these thoughts in your mind, but you know, like, it doesn't matter. You're facing a new pitcher, you're facing a new team. Anything can happen. Things are different. And here, Aztec right here, they have an opportunity. They're just going to have to get up at the plate. They're going to have to start hitting the ball. Like, that's the big thing for Aztec right now, is they've got to hit the ball.
Well, she threw a walk. Did he call that a strike?
I'm not sure if that.
It was 3-1, so he must have called it a strike. I didn't see him put his hand up. I don't know what's up with these umpires today with a 5-second strike call before they call it a strike. You know what I mean? I just don't get it.
Was that a strike right there?
It's a foul ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I apologize, folks. I can see Keanu right here in front of me, but I can't hardly see the batter or she's in the warm-up circle. That's why I say that.
Well, you're going to have to call the strike because all I can see is the batter. So here we go.
All right, I'm going to watch the umpire this time.
Full count. Dribbler down third. She might be safe here, Steven. She is. She ran it out for a base hit. It was just a slow roller to the 3rd baseman, and Garcia came up as quickly as she could but didn't get there in time, and White Horse will get her first base hit in this state tournament.
Well, and like you said, she was due. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. If you get on first base,
darn right.
Yeah, it's a hit in the books. And it just kind of dribbled down the 3rd baseline. She kind of hit it into the ground. And we got Kiana Justice now up at the plate with a runner on first and no outs. see if she can move this runner around the bags. Oh, and that should have lifted her back. Oh, he called a strike.
I think she check swinged is why.
Okay.
I just seen her kind of swing just a little bit.
Even the
and Josh he's right. He says, why can't you check that to the third base umpire? Because she didn't.
We got a nice little breeze kicking in. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Kiana will go down swinging, and we will be back at the top.
Fine without you there for a while. That's in there for strike, and that hit the first baseman right on the head as the throw went down.
Of it, and it glanced off the top of her glove and
right off the side of her head, and you can see they're giving her concussion protocol. Actually, that is a protocol. Somebody gets